Hello and welcome back. Finally, it's been a long time, but welcome back to the Canon Catch-Up. Catch-Up here. Catch-Up
Hello.
here. Little ketchup.
Hello, packet.
Johnny's got a little ketchup packet. It's been a bit. Lots has changed in Johnny's life, especially. He's in a different room since the last time we recorded this.
A little bit.
But the show is not dead. It doesn't get a lot of views, guys, but we love doing
revived. We
It's
love
been
doing it.
revived.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But today, we're talking about some good stuff. We have the son of Dathomir and the Age of Republic special.
I have the Son of Dathomir.
Look at us. Look at us.
The physical copy, but it's not with me at the moment.
So in previous iterations of the show, I've taken more of a descriptive approach, and those of you who have watched it give us really good feedback in the comments. You seem to really like it.
Yeah.
So this episode, we're going to take a little bit more of like us just breaking down what we thought about it. Let us know if you want the more like, hey, here's what the story was too, because that means a little bit of a longer video. This one will probably end up being shorter, and it'll just be our thoughts. So let us know which one you like.
As much feedback as you guys can give us for the show and what you guys want, because we're doing a few guys. So
we greatly
appreciate it, and of course us, because it's fun to do.
But yeah, we're very selfish here. It's just I'm doing it for the ketchup. Actually, I just love ketchup. I just love tomatoes.
This is Levi's excuse to consume just straight ketchup.
I've been drinking bottles left and right. I have a problem. So let's take it. Let's take it chronologically. The Age of Republic special is what we got first. Had a story about Mace Windu, Jar Jar and Rex, and Asajj Ventress. What did you think of the special? And for those of you who don't know, right now we're still early days. All of the Age of series have a special which contains 3.
This is our wrap. This is our wrap for the Age of Republic.
I believe, yeah, this is the end of Age of Republic. We've read them all.
Yeah.
So this is like the Age of the specials are usually like the finale, and it comes stories. What did you think? What did you think of the?
That was really good. I mean, they're like a few pages long, so this isn't like too much.
Each.
Yeah, there isn't like too much substance. I really liked the art specifically in the Rex one. I really liked how the clones looked.
Yeah,
I really loved, and especially the Phase 1 look. It was so cool.
Right? I thought it was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. The Ventress one was pretty cool.
I like the Asajj.
Is that one take place in the Ahsoka arc?
Yeah, before the Ahsoka
arc. Right before it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh yeah, she just went on like the wanted list.
Yeah, so let me give you I will do this. I'll read out the description for each one. So Mace Windu is in The Weapon. Master Windu is known far and wide as one of the Jedi Order's most formidable warriors, but what the enemies of the Republic don't know about Mace could be their undoing. So basically, it was spoilers. It was. So yeah, this is. I'll start with here. I know you talked about the Rex one, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
This one is pretty classic. It's like Legends, where you're just following a Jedi. Before this is set before Phantom Menace, so this is as if you were reading.
Because Qui-Gon was in one of the panels, and I was kind of very confused because I was like, "What's the timeline here?"
Well, he references Chancellor Valorum, so I was like,
right. I didn't know like what, like in the canon timeline. I didn't know what that little part took place in, but now I obviously get it.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just on a mission there's some child soldiers in a territory he's gonna take it on.
I don't know the character's name, but very cool design for that.
Yeah, there's like a
warlord villain,
Gatako the Grim, and he is like sweet like skull mane.
It looks like a horse skull mask. It's insane.
It was
with like a lightsaber axe. It's insane.
It's
cool.
Pretty sweet. My favorite part design is so Mace is captured, but it's revealed that he was meant to be captured as part of a plan. A pretty classic play in media.
A Luke scenario.
But he is like as he's talking, he's assembling his lightsaber with the Force.
That was really cool.
And then pulls it to him, and you have a flashback of Hu Yang, the droid, the David Tennant droid from the Clone Wars, teaching him how to do it. And I was like, this is pretty sweet.
That's good stuff. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
But good little story. But I really like the Ventress one.
Ventress.
I really love the fight scene in that one.
Asajj Ventress in Sisters, after narrowly surviving Count Dooku's betrayal and the destruction of her people by the Separatists, the fearsome Asajj Ventress is forging a new path. She may no longer be She may no longer be a dark apprentice, but she's as deadly and determined as ever. So, as Johnny said, this takes place during the Ahsoka arc, before the second episode.
Yeah. Okay.
During the second episode, I guess, while she is exiled. on the run.
Yeah, on the
And yeah,
run.
like
Yeah.
the Ventress sees the bounty go live, and it's I
Yeah,
don't know, that's
which
just
that
pretty cool.
that was
That
that was
moment
cool.
alone is
Yeah.
cool. Like she
Yeah.
looks up and she sees Ahsoka's face, and it's like
Yeah. I love that little world building element there. That was pretty cool. And
definitely
yeah.
what it made me really want to do was just reread Dark Disciple because Bounty Hunter or Ventress
Oh,
is just
right.
so
Yeah.
freaking cool, and I love the Coruscant underworld, and just I so
I know.
wish we got those
I
books
have
for
to
it.
read it. It makes me want to read it. I just hope it's adapted into animation one day. That's my hope. But
Maybe one day.
maybe one day.
What she's going to do is she's going
Yeah.
to hunt her down, and she hears
Right.
someone in like an alley calling, and there's
Mhm.
this cool scene. She has like a fight with a big Weegway. She like chops
Mhm.
off his arm. And she has like a flashback. There's this cool panel of like a flashback to
Yeah, with
Grievous,
Mother Talzin.
Mother Towels, and it's just
Yeah.
I like that art. I just thought it was
It's
very
cool.
beautiful because
Yeah.
she remembers like losing her sisters. And
Mhm.
I gotta
Cool. Cool little thing. And then
cool,
there's one with
cool.
Rex and Jar Jar.
Mostly Rex.
The
Jar Jar is
the
essentially a cameo.
Jar Jar's in it for a second, but
It's
takes place
called
during the Battle of Minbin, right?
yeah, it's called so Captain Rex and Jar Jar Binks in 501 plus one, which I thought was a pretty clever name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Captain Rex leads his fellow clone soldiers in a valiant battle against the separate destroyed armies, and what better ally to have in the defense of the noble Galactic Republic than Jar Jar Binks? That's
Wah!
wow. These have a lightsaber. So oftentimes you see a lot of clickbait titles on YouTube with like Darth Jar Jar and Jar Jar holding a lightsaber.
Jar Jar. Is that where it comes from?
This is where it comes from.
It comes
Is
from.
because in this well, I mean like in the thumbnail, because like this is
Right.
where he has the
Mhm.
lightsaber, and this is where
Should
they
we
take
do that
different
for our
things.
thumbnail for this one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, 100%.
We'll do it.
So yeah, one of the coolest parts about this is it takes place, at least the second part of it. The first little opening has Anakin. This one for me was that yeah, you're absolutely right. Battle of Mimban, and so Mimban is
Yeah.
the mud planet you see in Solo.
Yep.
And it was in canon. It was first referenced in the episode Rookies in Clone Wars. Is they talk about on the radio the mud jumpers on Mimban, like that the
Mhm.
droid on the radio. So this one goes out to them, and at this battle, Rex is fighting with the mud jumpers on Mimban, and it's pretty cool. The art in this one, yeah, like Johnny
Very
said
cool.
before, is very good. You see Hard Case, you see
Hard case in it.
Jesse,
Yeah. 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 Hard
Denal,
case and Jesse. Yeah.
all your favorite clones of the
Yeah.
501st, looking
Yeah. That was cool.
kind of real, like
Phase one
realistic.
armor.
Phase one,
Yeah.
like
It was like realistic, but very cartoony at the same time. It's weird, but it was good.
it captured Clone
So
Wars. I feel like it captured
yeah.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Anakin, so Anakin,
Anakin's in it.
it starts with a flashback of Anakin telling Rex like a true leader always leads from the front, and how that impacts Rex. I just think was really cool. And
Mhm.
he references it again. He's like, talks about Anakin as a friend. So the Jedi who's commanding the forces on Mimban dies, and Rex has to, he puts it upon himself to go upon a suicide mission to like try and save the war effort because it's kind of fallen apart on Mimban, which I guess is
Yeah.
in canon why the 501st leaves and the Mud Troopers stay. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah. No, it
But
is.
but Jar Jar like was there. I love to like communicate with
It
the
was
Mimbanese,
classic Jar Jar. Yeah.
and he picks up the lightsaber and like saves Rex at one point. I don't know, I think it was fun. Like it was fun Rex banter. I don't know. It just felt like a good episode of maybe season 2 of Clone Wars.
Yeah. It felt.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun little,
That's a good. Yeah. It felt like
and
season 2.
and yeah, it ends with this great panel of them running off into battle together
Mhm.
in the sunset, which I thought that
In
was
the
great.
sunset, they run off into the sunset together.
Rex blasting
Beautiful.
away with his DC-17s and Jar Jar
Yep.
running in with a blaster. I just thought that was fun. Overall, though, I think I enjoyed those stories. Are fun, like you said, shorter.
I loved it.
It's
Shorter,
fun.
but good. Yeah.
We always rank them. What would you give that issue though? It's full issue. You don't have to rate the individual stories, but as an issue,
Oh,
what would you give it? I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
that's solid. Yeah.
It's a
I'd
solid
agree.
little thing because
Yeah.
the story's pretty short, but
Yeah.
they're all good.
They're all good. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Thumbs up on Age of Republic
Thumbs
Special.
up. Thumbs
Next
up.
up is the last, like you said, the last Age of
The
Republic
last Age of Republic story.
teardrop. So once again, if you're just joining in
We've
now,
made it.
these are the it's a series of one shots that Lucasfilm and Marvel did between
Looks like this.
2018 and 2019 of all the different eras. So Resistance, Republic, Rebellion, the three trilogies essentially all got this series of one shots, which are just character studies on individual characters telling.
Oh wait, shoot! I didn't even know there was other ones, like Age of Rebellion. I didn't know it was a thing. That's cool.
You didn't
Can't
know
wait
that?
for. Can't wait to read that. No, I'm we're going through the
I
comics
guess,
now.
yeah, I guess we're going through, yeah, you didn't know,
Yeah,
yeah, so, yeah, Age of Rebellion and then Age of Resistance is the sequel to
that's
the
cool.
Arrow one.
Okay,
So
that's
there's
exciting. All right, cool.
yeah, there's some good ones. There's some good the
Um,
Snoke one is pretty good. The Rose one is surprisingly really good. Anyway, that's
okay, yes,
we're getting ahead of
okay,
ourselves there. Well, that's a
yes,
long time from now.
very ahead of ourselves. Yeah.
Um, Kylo one is very cool.
Okay.
Padme Amidala in
Yep.
Bridge. This one's called Bridge. The Clone Wars rages as
I'll
well,
say it now. This is probably one of my least favorite ones.
I same here. Rages as the armies of the Republic battle the endless separatist droid legions, but soldiers are not the only ones making sacrifices. The noble Senator Padme Amidala of Naboo wants nothing more than to bring the conflict to a swift conclusion and spare the galaxy further bloodshed. But a victory for the Republic means finding new allies and defeating her enemies, both on and off the battlefield. So this one's a little bit of a political intrigue kind of vibe. She's going to a neutral planet. You know, it's something that Padme would do.
I think it
And
really highlighted her loyalty.
yeah, and I'll just right off the rip, like you said, not one of my favorites, but
Yeah,
it really did make me appreciate. First, remind me why I really love her character.
yeah.
Like she is just so
She's very
devoted
loyal and
to
devoted. Yeah,
fighting for the right thing.
the
You know,
cause and also for people who she values in life.
like she's just super. Like it is so essential to her core
Yeah.
that she needs to do the right thing. I mean, I'll read a quote here. Like, I've spent most of my life in public service, first in Naboo, then in the Galactic Senate. I've always argued for peace, tried to prevent the suffering of my own people in the greater galaxy. This war breaks my heart more than I can say. The wounds run deep, but I can still believe in what the Republic stands for. Everything we've worked so hard to build. I've given it my whole heart, my whole life, and I have to believe that the Republic will emerge from this war more united than ever. It's like, damn, it's tough, man.
It's tough.
It's not like
It's
she,
tough.
but this, that she is so into it, but it's tough, like, because all of these Age of Republic ones by nature are sort of tragic. Because like,
Right.
there's even a scene where her handmaidens are like, "Man, I hope that Anakin thing works out well." Like, obviously, it doesn't work
You're
out
right.
so
Yeah, actually, that was I like that
um,
part. That was an interesting little
like,
dialogue they had there.
it's just the real drawback of this issue is not a lot happens, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good dialogue. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
and that's about as much as I can say for it. I mean,
That's about it. There's an
I lo
assassin that tries to kill her, and then Padme ends up killing the assassin at the end of the issue. So,
I mean,
but
any
it
thoughts?
but
Any thoughts about the art or anything? Or Anakin, you
um,
get to see your favorite Anakin. He gives her a smooch.
yeah, that was
And
cool. Yeah, a little moment between them, and then they kind of got caught. It seemed like a high school movie.
I was like,
It's like weird.
I
Like,
mean, they're only like 20, so they're like
right?
our age.
They are age. Yeah, that's crazy.
Padme's older. Anakin's 21.
But
It's pretty nuts though.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, the art, I don't know, didn't blow me away or anything, but it was alright. It was okay. Probably
Yeah,
my least favorite issue though, but
I agree. I
still,
think the biggest standout
nonetheless, it
here,
was good.
is that Jodie Houser's writing because she writes all of the ones except for in the specials. Yeah, the other people, but
Mhm,
yeah, her writing I think is the most consistent thing throughout these stories. Excuse me, and it's just very good the whole time. But yeah,
mhm.
this one, the art and the story was just all right. So yeah, I think this is a solid like 6.5 out of 10 here. Six
Yeah,
issue. You feel the same way?
yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, probably 6, but yeah, yeah,
Good stuff. Some good
yeah.
Padme stuff. All right.
That's it for the Age Republic, Levi. That's it. Overall, a fantastic collection of stories.
I'd say so too. I really, in a quick retrospective, the Django and Count Dooku ones, especially, I really enjoyed
I
those.
really like the Grievous one. The
Grievous
Grievous one, I
cool.
sticks. It has stuck with me.
Anakin and Obi Wan also cool. Most of them were
Mhm.
very cool.
They're all great.
Most of them
They're
were
all
cool.
great. Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall on the Age of Republic, I'd give that series a solid 8 out of 10. I think it
Mhm.
deserves a solid 8. But
Mhm.
now for the
I think
main
it's
event,
definitely yeah. Yeah,
the
yeah.
main
Let's
the
move
main
on. Let's move on.
the main
This is
course
my
of this
favorite
episode.
book. This is my favorite book so far that we've read.
Darth Maul, son of Dathomir. So for those of you who don't know, much like Dark Disciple, which we referenced earlier, these
Yep.
were unpublished Clone Wars stories because when the Clone Wars was canceled, there was a lot they were working on.
A
Stories
shame. Still
that were
think about that. Still haunts me at night.
turned into something else. So this story, if you've seen Clone Wars season 7, was actually referenced in the
Yep.
Siege of Mandalore.
Yep.
Darth Maul says to Gar Saxon, like, as you once, he references how he once saved him. And if you hadn't read this book, you may not
This was
know.
basically Maul during season 6, essentially.
Basically, this was what season 6 Maul was going to be. So, like, you can see there's Gar Saxon and Rook cast there. These are characters you see
Season 7 looks.
in season 7. This
Yeah.
is where they come from. So yeah, basically the arc it's a Clone Wars arc. It's a 4-episode Clone Wars arc where
It feels
um
like it, and it's a tragedy that this was not shown in the actual show because this is probably some of the coolest Maul stuff.
yeah, Maul gets
So,
captured by Sidious and Dooku
yeah,
as you see in the end of season 5 when
right.
the Mandalorians
Because the fight with Savage and Maul or Palpatine,
yeah,
and
the
then
Mandalorians bust him out and
yep,
he is trying to kill
in a very cool scene, by the way, very cool scene.
very cool. He's trying to
Yeah,
kill Dooku Palpatine. He wants
Dooku.
revenge on the
He
Sith.
he wants yeah. Now yeah, he is
It's
not
just
only
badass.
not only
All
for
of it
Kenobi, but now the
for
rest of the
himself.
Sith that exist.
All of it is just so badass. It is the most
Yeah,
if this had been put to screen, it would have been the coolest Grievous stuff.
probably one of the
Grievous stuff
coolest
and just Grievous
arcs.
arcs,
Yeah, and Grievous
period.
stuff. Yeah.
Grievous is brutal in
It
this.
is it
He
is
like, later
a
on, he's like
tragedy.
he's, like, killing people with his razor hands, man.
Yeah.
He's just, like,
He goes
stabbing them. It's
they
like
all go nuts. There's so many cool Dooku moments, there's so many cool Maul moments, there's so many cool Grievous moments. It goes
so, yeah,
hard.
it's like the
It's
big
so
dark
good.
side players
Yeah.
all match up
This would
multiple
have been like
like,
the ultimate like dark side Clone
the
Wars arc.
final fight in this
Ugh,
arc, quote, unquote, is Grievous, Dooku, Sidious, Maul all fighting each other. It's insane.
with the Mandalorians and the battle droids and
It's nutso. It is so crazy. It's
if
such a
any
shame.
of you out there are fans of the Clone Wars and have not gotten into comics, read that. Read that. You will not regret it. Because
Oh,
it is in Clone Wars.
and it is
Supposed
the
to be.
it yeah,
Supposed to be.
and it's the final death technically
Yeah.
of Mother Talzin. She finally
Yes.
dies here.
Oh my god, oh yeah, I forgot. Mother Talzin has a big hand in it too.
She gets like
Yeah, dude.
banished
Oh my god.
to the Shadow Realm.
Every Clone Wars villain that you love is in this. It's absolutely. Ugh,
Other fun little factoid is the
it's
sister
so good.
of Tiplar, the Jedi that Tup kills in the beginning of season 6.
Yep.
Tip Lee, the other like they're Irish. They're Irish Jedi, the ones with Commander Doom. If you care about clones, she also
Mhm.
gets killed here. Maul, I believe Maul. It's either Dooku or Maul kills
Yep.
her. It's
Yep.
Dooku.
Mhm.
In the battle, and it's a pretty brutal panel where Dooku like force pulls her to him, and he like uses his sword to impale her like in the air.
The
It
sword.
was his saber,
I know.
lightsaber, light
I'm making fun of
sword.
you.
I don't know. I think
Um.
whenever I think of Dooku though,
Light
because
sword.
he's like I'm proper, and
Yeah.
he's a
True
I'll
English
my
fencer.
skills with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think of and he like
Yeah.
Christopher Lee knew sword fighting. So it's just crazy and brutal.
I just immediately go to the last issue with this kind of like final act, if you want to call it, or like the big
I mean,
battle at the
quite
end.
frankly, it all feels like a
It's
final act. It all is
it's
just this
yeah.
over the top crazy Sith battle the
Imagine,
whole time.
oh, dude, I hate to say it now in retrospect, but imagine if this was in season 7 instead of like one of the arcs,
What one of them shall
one
not
of
be
them,
named?
one of them.
No, there's you would have had to made it a full season because I'm of the opinion that all of those arcs were necessary for what they were trying to do. I mean, Bad Batch was setting up the Bad Batch show, and then the second arc was like
Or
establishing
just all right,
Ahsoka
excuse me.
again.
Okay, or just added this
Yeah, I think they just needed to add. I think they just needed to make more. Um,
because season 7 would have been undisputably the
the
best
best
Clone
season,
Wars season
easy dub. It would have been
if
an
this was in it.
it would have
Oh,
been an easy
dude, it's so every scene is solid. Like I think that's our
dub.
consensus. I think
Okay,
this is a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 easily.
Yeah.
One last final cool Easter egg is that Darth Maul is using this cool asteroid base in the comic at the end, and you
Yeah, I
actually
forgot
see that
about that.
and you see that base in Rebels. He goes there in season 3. Like that's where his base is. That's where he tries to
Mm,
vent Kanan out of the airlock.
I don't recall for some reason.
Well, this base is in season 3, and they made the
I'll have to
asset
watch it.
for Clone Wars, and they
Right.
reused it because Maul would still have that stuff.
The show this arc was in somewhat of a production that never panned out.
Unfortunately.
Ah, so sad. It's so sad. Like this would have been probably one of the best Clone Wars arcs if it actually showed up in the show.
I mean, it's indisputable.
Yeah. Guys, please go read this. This is
All
what
I
I would
can say
recommend out of everything we've read
thus far.
thus far. Read this. If
There's a
you're a
lot of
fan
good
of
stuff.
Clone
There's a
Wars,
lot
you
of
will
good stuff to
not
come.
regret it. You will not regret it. I know there is, but you will not regret reading this. This was supposed to be. This is canon, and it's supposed to be during the Clone Wars. I mean, it's supposed to be a Clone Wars arc, and never. We just keep saying the same thing, but just read it. So
read it.
Yeah.
But you should put up.
Would you agree with a 9.5?
I fully concur. I think this might even be a 10 out of 10.
It might even be a 10.
Just because it's
might even be a 10. I have hesitance to give things 10.
I feel that.
But
I feel that.
It's like,
let's see. So far, we've read the whole
top.
We've read the whole Age of Republic series.
Yep.
The first Darth Maul.
Obi-Wan, Anakin.
The first Darth Maul, Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Mace Windu. I believe is what we've read.
Yep.
And then now this, and I think
this one's the best one, undisputably.
What
do you think is better?
Well, this is only 4 issues, right? It's very short.
Right.
It's
but
each
every
issue
panel slaps.
You're right, it does. But as a whole series, even though this is a 10 out of 10 for me, trade paperback. This is an excellent story that you should pick up. Yes. I think the best quote unquote like run we've read so far is probably still the Age of Republic because you get so much variety, different characters, and really good insight and like depth into each character there. Even though I'd give that overall series an 8 out of 10, there's just so much more of it to enjoy than this is just these 4 issues here. But this is still like the best individual.
But
thing
this was supposed to be Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean it was supposed to be.
I mean it is kind of, but it's just.
But Mace Windu is also good. The first Darth Maul was also good.
I haven't like flat out hated anything.
So far, we've only read pretty good stuff. But to cap off this episode, it does mean we are done the prequel era. We're done.
It.
Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith.
Oh right, because this takes place like right before season 7. So shoot.
Revenge of the Sith is about to happen.
Yeah.
Which means next week, or I won't say next week. Whenever we do this again,
next episode,
we will start one of my personal favorite canon runs, which I believe Johnny has only read half of, but Star Wars Kanan.
Yeah.
Which should be super exciting. And then after that, though, we get
Vader?
we get a Vader.
Let's go!
We get into some Vader.
I read Vader, so okay, good stuff. All right, I'm excited, but
I think it's time.
I think it's time. Oh shoot, right.
I think it's time.
Hold on.
I think we're caught up. We caught up on the prequel comics, man.
Yeah, no, that's here, cheers to that, huh?
Cheers
to that, my friend.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
All
right.
Come out there,
All right. Well, with that, thank you.
Outro us,
everybody, for watching this another episode of our Canon Catch-Up.
It always surprises me.
Thank you guys, and tell us what you thought of the comics. If you want to read along with us, you're welcome to. But read some Dathomir if you can take away anything from this episode. But we will see you guys in the next episode. And may the force be with you.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.